Next topic is context of childhood bilingualism. Before we move on to the context of childhood bilingualism, we have to be very clear about what bilingualism means. It is a term which can also mean as multilingualism, which means the ability to speak more than one language. So it is opposite to monolingualism, where the speaker can only speak one language. Now, we can have terms such as individual bilingualism, which only concerns with the individual capacity to speak more than one language. And then you can have society bilingualism, a society which comprises of people or individuals who can speak more than one language. The meaning and definition of bilingualism varies tremendously from situation to situation. So now societies or countries where you have this bilingualism or this particular phenomena, the definition does vary situation to situation. So research that has been conducted in this particular area specifically looked at the individuals in the bilingual societies and how those individuals and their process of acquiring multiple languages are affected. With regard to context of childhood bilingualism, we will specifically focus on children and their acquiring of more than one language. Now, it is believed that when children acquire two languages at the same time, their bilingualism is referred to as simultaneous bilingualism. This is one type of bilingualism, and the second one is sequential bilingualism. So first of all, let's talk about simultaneous bilingualism. Now, most commonly, children learn two languages simultaneously when they are born into a community that is bilingual. Now, for example, a study conducted by D. Howard in 1995 described the bilingual environment for a child who lives in Flanders region of Belgium, where Dutch is the official language, but French is spoken in many places. Now, although the child would be instructed only in Dutch in the mainstream educational system, the child receives French from her maternal grandparents and also from French language television. In short, although the community is Dutch dominant, the day-to-day reality for the child includes significant exposure to French. Another situation that leads to simultaneous bilingualism is when a child's family speaks two languages in home. An example is from Nair's study, in which it was shown that a child in India whose father spoke Bengali and whose mother spoke Malayalam, both parents used their native language as well as English to speak to the child and also used Hindi. Now, in sequential bilingualism, this also occurs in a variety of different circumstances. One is when a child is exposed to one language in the home and another when the child goes to school. For example, in Philippines, children may learn one of 7 languages in the home before they are immersed into English and Filipino at school. Closer to home, for example, children in Quebec learn to speak both English and French, and many children in Southwest United States are bilingual in Spanish and English. The distinction between these two forms of bilingualism is a little arbitrary. There is no hard and fast distinction between the two. That is what Hobbes believes. Nonetheless, distinction is useful because somewhat different issues arise in the two cases. Thus, it is fluctuating system in children and adults whereby use of and proficiency in two languages may change depending on the opportunities to use the languages and exposure to other users of the languages.